Hey guys, I have something to show you. So, I've been advised by windy.com that during the next couple of days, actually even 3 days, we will have some nice winds. And right now it's Sunday, uh, July 28th, and we have 11 p.m. Well, with something. The wind right now is nothing, 0.5 meters per second, but very, very soon, maybe in an hour, maybe in 2 and 3 hours, I don't know how quickly exactly, because it fluctuates different forecast models. We will have the wind increase up to 4, 5, 6, and up to even probably 7 meters per second during the next 3 consecutive days. Of course, it will be blowing like harder, less, and harder. It depends, but what I want to show you is let's fixate the parameters, actually, how much production we will get from all the wind turbines that I currently have mounted. So, first of all, this is the controller for the S3, 1.3 meters wind wheel, and let me do the quick explanation. So here is this thing. We should look at this T number. So this is the total 5.45 kilowatt hours is the point when from we will be starting tracking for this. Okay, this one on the right, this is the controller for the self-made wind turbine, which is 1.65 meters in wind wheel diameter, very, very similar to the M3 wind turbine. And here on this controller specifically, we have the measurement currently at this point at 2.82 kilowatt hours. Okay, and the M3 is sitting on these two controllers, the pair actually. So let's wait and see what will be the reading here. It's hard. It's 670 watt hours. I don't know if you have noticed that, but it's 670 watt hours total at this point. Yeah, that's it. And about this thing, actually, this is something new for you. This is one of the controllers that I had previously bought at some point from our local dealer. Controller is not that good, but still, as long as I have it, I just wanted to use it to make FT1000L not being stopped while the power gets interrupted. So this controller will be charging this same battery bank, so the power will not get lost, and later when the power gets back on, this will get on and will transfer the power to my hybrid inverter whenever it will be needed. So that's the case how it works. So let me remind you, this and these are working in charging 24 volts. They are charging pairs, so two of them are charging one pair and one of them is charging another pair. This one will be charging in the 48 volt modes, and it's actually the controller for the FT1000L 2.5 wind wheel machine that is 1 kilowatt power roughly, and it has kind of a software accessible through the Wi-Fi model where you can just click reset and see how much was it producing. You can reset all the counters for a certain period of time. So I will do it right now, immediately after this video is shot. So, and yeah, this video will take some time to make. It will be probably even long because I'll be switching on some pieces of production from tomorrow day and a day after tomorrow, 3 consecutive days. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night at about the same time, 23 something, we will be actually making some conclusions. How much? So yeah, that's it. Let's do it. For now, bye, and we'll see you in a couple of seconds. Okay, guys. Morning next day. The wind is not that crazy. It goes ups and down a little bit. 9:20 a.m. It has been blowing a little bit over the night, but since the wind is western, I have troubles on these two controllers because, well, relatively, these smaller wind turbines, these two, they sit in a high turbulent area and they got rotated quite heavily, quite often. So on the right, you can see some minimal production on the self-made. On the left, you can see something that is going on the S3. So there is basically not much and not at all. M3 goes much better. At this exact time, at this exact point, it had been having much more turbulence over the night, but it goes nicely. And yeah, so how much for now? 860, so almost 200 watt hours from the midnight. Wind actually started around 2 a.m. So that's how it works. And let's see how actually the FT1000 goes right now. Not that crazily as well. So P, it's the power in watts. U, um, it's the voltage that you can see. And these are the amps that are going into the battery. Well, yep. Let's check later. But to give you a little bit of insight, how does it look like? The high turbulence actually causes them to rotate, and I mean, in reality, it doesn't look really nice. You see how the FT1000 rotated? That's what we always are facing right now. They don't have clean wind. Yeah, now F3 rotate. Actually, M3 this one goes the best at this exact moment. Probably if this one would have been sitting over there, it would have facing much cleaner winds at this exact point. But you know, the wind changes, and yeah, the thing changes as well. So yeah, let me update you later. Midday, and the wind is very gusty. You see, all those are looking into different sides, and like the blows are really happening from here, from there. That's what the turbulence is. So actually, I'm not counting on much production today in total. Sometimes there are gusts when they find a nice clean wind and they spike up to, I would say, over a kilowatt, all of them. Even like way over a kilowatt, like all of them combined. But eventually, most of the time, they spend on seeking on the wind. That's what it is. That's the reality. Yeah, well, there is obviously not much you can do about it. You have to just put them higher. I mean, if that one would have been sitting over there, that's 1 meter higher, that would have been already so much better, because this one is already so much better, going stronger. It actually produces, as at the moment, as of now, it produces the most power from all of those four. That's because it has the cleaner wind. Because I mean, this one definitely is capable to do more, but it can't because of not having a clean wind. Right now it like started, but very soon it will rotate. Yeah, as you see, that's what's happening. But tomorrow the wind will be blowing from that side, and there is a like cleaner area. So I believe all of them will have very much cleaner wind. So let me update you in the evening. At the end of this day, at 11 p.m. as I was actually starting yesterday the shooting the base. Oh, you see, all of them now got the nice gusts and on rotation. Yeah, but that's re-rotated. You see, that's what the turbulence causes, and even the protection worked on this one. You see. But let me update you at 11 p.m. what was the total production for this kind of heavy conditions, because like this is not good for production. You have to have a clean wind. I specifically know that this one and this one will never ever have a clean wind because they are sitting way too low. But I mean, this tower, once it's rebuilt, it will be getting so much better winds in general. This one is even strubbing because the rotation is so fast that the camera cannot even catch the rotation speed. You see it buzzing, right? Yeah, we'll update you later. Hey guys, so where we are now at almost 11 p.m. of the first day, so that's 10:20 Monday evening, and the wind has died a little bit, like for something right now, and it's kind of steady. But let's check what those had actually produced. So let me remind you, this is for the S3. It was 5.45 a day ago, 24 hours ago, almost 24 hours ago. The same stuff applies to the Slef-mader 500 watt machine. That was 2.82, right now 313. And that low parameter is mainly because they are sitting both in the wind shade mode, so to say. So they have a highly turbulent area and they don't produce a lot. However, they are peaking nicely. Let's check how the M3 was doing actually. This one was, oh, you see, 1814 watt hours, but eventually the number that was initially here before was 670, so it's almost 1.2 kilowatts per day. For such a small wind turbine, it's pretty good. And I mean, it's still not a perfect thing because it was also having some turbulence issues. But yeah, I mean, I'm impressed because eventually the FT1000, actually, you cannot see this from a controller, but right now specifically, it even doesn't produce anything. You see the power, the P is at zero, the voltage at U is 16, 7. Well, maybe it gets to 18, it will be getting producing something at 19, I don't know. Yeah, it should start. Yeah, you see. But here, let me show you on the left the screen capture of how much did it actually got within the first working day. And as you may see, it is definitely less than the M3 did. The problem is that the FT1000, still having the bigger diameter, 2.5 meters, has been heavily influenced by the turbulence. And you can definitely not do much about this. Only fix for this issue will be to raise the tower, which is the next step to be done. I'm starting the preparations for it as early as the end of this week. So yeah, that's the update for today. Let's wait for tomorrow and let's check the same. Who of you guys told me that my self-made one will not actually do anything good? Take a look. Take a look. It sits in a turbulence still, that's why it fluctuates so much. But 250 up to 300, that's actually really good. That's really good. M3 is having hard time right now. You see, from 0 to a lot, from a lot to 0. This is not the production time, it's a survival time, more likely. And I mean, the FT1000 has been going same stuff, almost from 0 to 1000 plus. Let's see if it hits somewhere high. The wind is not that crazy. It was just crazy a couple of seconds ago. I was not able to film you the 1000 over, but it was actually hitting it. I mean, and you see, I've been shooting you this like 2 hours before. It was quite calm, and what the wind is, it's a crazy power of nature. You know, who has the most comfort is this one. It sits in a protected area, so no wind and no production. The S3, I mean, you know, I mean, what about self-made? No, luckily the wind has went down. Oh, S3 started doing something. Yeah, nothing specific. The wind is really crazy, not stable, and not a good one. How much? 300. Well, that's a good thing, but it was shooting well over 700-800 and more. But I like how this one goes. I mean, if the wind would have been stable, this one would have shown the class. I didn't expect it to go like so good. It still is getting turbulence, you see, because, well, such a fluctuation is actually the meaning of it. And here we go. 600 plus, right? You see how much. I mean, these are gusts, obviously. Of course, we have to like figure out what was the yeah, by the way, it was at 9.5. By the way, we have to figure out like how actually it goes on average, but still these numbers are like really good for 2.5 wind will. M3 got some wind. No, died. It's a performance time for this one. It will go, it's stable and nice load, so it will rotate and keep the stuff charging. Now, got a turbulence. Died. Found. Keep it up. Speeding up quickly. Again died. Again sped up. You see all by yourself. I don't like this kind of, well, you see, this one also died. 0, 0, 0. It'll be like spinning like crazy now, right now, also from 0 to some nice values. Right? That's what the turbulence says. And yeah, 4.9, but just in a while, 900 over almost 1,000. Still didn't capture it. Let me remind you, this one has a delay, about 15 seconds. Yeah, so that was 8.1. But that's actually really good. Whoa, let's see what will be in the morning and tomorrow. I guess it's enough for this exact moment. You have seen how they can go, but I mean, this is crazy wind. I don't like it. I like it going slower and steadier, not with this gust like this from 0 to something. That's not good. Morning, guys. Next day, next morning, Tuesday morning, 7 something, 7:20, 30, I don't know. The wind has changed, as I have told you. Right now it's blowing from right over there. And while it's a much better situation for this one, for the self-made. Now M3 is sitting in the turbulent zone, and S3 as well. Like, I mean, it has the worst place, of course. But I don't care. That's why you put the lowest production in the worst place. I really hope that these two will actually catch up today. They have to, because they have much better wind, but let's go and see what's inside. And as I told you, the wind is actually quite weak around the morning. It slowed down to 3, so this one actually even stops at some points of its production, but still, we'll be able to see some once this one is getting some rotation and gets some production, and let's see, the wind should be picking up during the day, so it will get some decent stuff. I'm worried not in the instant. I'm actually looking after the total value of consumption per 3 days, as I've been telling you already. So yeah, let's go and check. Let's see how it will perform during the day. Kind of 0 at this point. This one got something, some 60, 70 watts. Right, the wind is not that crazy, but yeah, it goes as it goes. 70 watts, right. Yeah, that's what you can expect on 4 meter per second wind. In reality, 50 watts, 60 watts, something like this. Okay, cool. We'll update later. You know what, guys? I kind of like how this thing appears to be working. Obviously one wind turbine is missing, actually. This one has definitely to be moved here, and the FT2000 has to be sitting in there. Well, I mean, with the tower being that high. And that will be the great setup. Yeah, but let's see how they go. Okay, guys. Middle of the day a little bit. 3 p.m. actually. Going, keep going, 100 plus, less than 100, because the wind as always fluctuates, 50 watts, 30, 39 watts, etc. The wind is like from here to there, from there to here, and who knows, 180 you have seen. Let's see how this one actually do. The S3 is having the awful position. It's in turbulence, so it's not relevant at all. The self-made one, I don't know, currently it's slowing down. It was just shooting about 100 watts, probably got the turbulence area, the turbulent wind again that rotated it back. But who knows? M3 caught some wind, goes a little bit. And yeah, and this guy actually works perfectly. It gathers, combines everything together and transfers everything to wherever I need, including 2 panels. Because let me remind you, we have the panel here, 100 something watts, and the panel here, 100 something watts. Also fluctuates because there was no sun, now a little bit of sun. I mean, like, it's still cloudy. It goes on and off, so to say, if you can say it. But yeah, that's the update. Let's check what will be in the evening at 11 p.m. The other one died. I don't understand this kind of wind. This is really not a good one for production because it goes either crazy gusts or just like gets to really below some production levels. But currently, yeah, and shoots 200 something watts, right? I mean, this is not okay, absolutely. So what was the average? Let's wait to see what was the average that it was shooting 200 something. Come on, give me a few seconds. Yeah, will you change the average? No, let's check what's going on here. This one goes 60, okay. Oh yeah, it did change. I won't believe it. 200 watts, it has to be something like over 6, high over 6. 6 something. Maybe it was a gust that it was not able to register, a short-term gust, who knows. Because right now it's 0. I mean, I don't like this wind, but it's better to have some wind than no wind. Anyways, let's wait and see what will be in the end of 3 days. Hey guys, almost 11 p.m. of Tuesday. Let's check and grab what's the stats. Almost no production because you see almost no wind. It died till the evening. I probably assume it might get picked up at the morning, but who knows? Let's see. I will show you the stats from this controller nearby. And what do we have here on the S3? Not a lot at all because it was mainly standing, you know. What about this self-made one, kinda M3, but not M3 self-made one? It almost produced a kilowatt hour today. This is actually good for it. But the M3 actually did not produce a lot because it was sitting in a turbulence area. You see, it's to 2.18 kilowatt hours at this moment, the counter. And the reason is that these two, like the self-made and the M3, they have changed their places. Now this one has the turbulence and that one doesn't. So literally it doesn't matter what height, what kind of tail. If you have turbulence, you are you're in trouble actually. But yeah, but still, the voltage on the batteries is still good enough, so this one keeps dragging out some 80 watts and transferring somewhere later. But you see, there is no production. Like, oh no, I'm wrong. Some 20 watts, some 30 watts goes from the self-made. And maybe something goes also from some DFT. Yeah, like 20 watts, maybe 9 or 10 watts. Okay, well, but yeah, you have seen the wind, almost 3, or 3, not really much. So that's what is realistic. Yeah, see you tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll have the final stats, and I will show you what was the stats of the wind as well, so you will have the definite and complete vision what was actually going on, how the winds were blowing during these 3 days, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Okay. Morning, guys. Well, morning, 10 a.m. Third day of winds blowing, but the wind is actually very much slower these days. And as you may see, the turbines, they don't like the turbulent wind. They rotate during their vertical axis, along their vertical axis, and like they start and stop, stop and start. This is not the production mode, you know. But still, I will give you the update how much will they produce during a day. But eventually what is definitely clear that even though this one behaves better, because, well, this one and this one, they have the similar size wind wheels, exactly even same, I would say. This one has got the so much better tail. on it, and it behaves so much stabler even in the turbulent conditions. It has so much better balance around like the area. This one gets rotated way too much, so I will have to dismantle it and redo the tail. That's what I've been actually testing during these couple of days. um and yeah, well, there is nothing more to update to you. I will just update you with the production, and we will check also the winds that were actually realistically blowing, because currently it's around 3 with some blows to up to 5, maybe 6. um that's it. I will show you the stats, what the uh station, the weather station, registers during all those 3 days. So you'll have the stuff to compare the realistic production, and you will see the average wind that has been happening during these last 3 days. So just continue watching and you will see this all. So guys, the wind has died completely, but not the kids. Kids are still jumping. Yeah, let's go and check what's the production for this 3 days. It's 9 something p.m. Wednesday evening. The wind is average 0.9 meters per second right now. I'm showing you the screenshot from the app, from the web app, where you can see the whole production that FT1000 did. It was in high turbulent mode. And this one was also in high turbulent mode. This is the S3 controller. As you may see, there is almost no production for the 3 days, because it never had a clean wind, absolutely never within these 3 days. Here is the self-made one, the T, the total. I think it went quite decent, not that bad. And let's go and check for the M3, that was really struggling for the last 2 days. Yeah, 23, 21 watt hours, and it was like 760, I think. No, 670. Yeah, but here you see we are like fixating the numbers of production, and let's now do some evaluations. What was the event and everything else. Yeah, let's do this. And hi guys, here I have the weathercloud.net weather application that goes with the solar with the weather station that I have. And for example, here is the screening of the wind speed for today. And today, right now, it's Friday evening when I'm recording this piece of video. What do you have to know about this kind of graph? It records minimum, average, some kind of max, and some kind of gust that happened. But really, what we are looking for is the average. So this blue curve. And for today, for example, the average total per day was 1.2 meters per second only. However, the turbines were rotating at some point at this period between 11 and maybe 5, 6 p.m. But let's go and circle back to the weekly schedule, and let's see, because we're interested in 29th, 30th, and 31st of July. So 29th, when it all started, you see the gusts at that night were up to 12.2 meters per second, but still, the average max during that day was only 5 meters per second. And as we go closer, it was also blowing a little bit heavy during the night, or night at 30s, but the average value still was max like 4. And if talking about July 31st, then even the gusts were not crazy. The gusts were 7.6, and the max average value, maximal value for the average was 3.3 meters per second. So the winds were not that crazy, as I told you. But it is nice to have like these kind of winds. That is why probably the production was not as it could have been. But a little bit more of conclusions for you, because I have here these recordings so I can check. Yeah, so first of all, FT1000 did not do well. That's probably because of two reasons. Reason number one, it was really sitting in a high turbulent wind, and since it has quite a like big tail,
it reacts quite a lot on every gust. So I will have to modify it a little bit to make it work better on that. Then the reason is also the thin cable, because it was shooting 1,000 watts, but the cable is still 2.5 square millimeters thick. And the reason it is on the new controller is like to have it all combined into one system. But that controller has got really crazy possibility to set up a power curve. And if you remember, my FT1000 was going so much better on the blue wind grid tie inverter, and that's true. The thing that I managed to make with controller, I'm able to get it to production to as starting as low as 2.5, 2.6 meters per second. But I'm really sacrificing the higher winds, so to say, because what happens that I it was shooting 1,000 watts at 38 volts, and now calculate the amperage and now calculate the power loss, and you will see that the losses are really crazy, like 35, 37% probably. And that's something that is way too much. I would rather give it spin higher to higher voltages and then to apply higher amps, but I just cannot do this in this controller. Probably I will need to find a better one, but I don't have it right now. I have ordered one from China specifically, similar to the blue ones that I have, but the green one and the very higher end one. I'm not sure which wind turbine I will use it actually, but let's just see. We'll have to wait until it comes. What next? I was really impressed with how the M3 goes once it has a clean wind. Was able to produce 1.2 kilowatt hours per day, which is, I would say, a lot. For this small wind turbine, yes, it is a lot. And, you know, I think that once all those four are getting a decent and clean wind, they will shoot. They will definitely should, because in total combined they produce a little bit over 5 kilowatt hours per 3 days, which is not much. But also you have to understand this is summer, and the air density is different, and the atmospheric pressure is different. So if we are going and heading in winter, we will have lower temperatures, we will have the higher density air, and we will have more pressure, which will lead to again higher density air. And the difference only with these parameters will result in increasing on that same winds, on that same 3, 4, 5 meters per second winds. The air density and the air pressure will result in growing the production up to 15, maybe even 20%. um, that would be realistic. So summertime is always less. So you have to understand that as well. Um, you know what? While I've actually released this video for Ukrainian channel a little bit earlier, it's been rotating for already a day. And there was one nice comment that actually made me thinking of one thing. I actually have the possibility to launch the FT2000 even on my current towers without remaking the triangular one that I want to redo. And I'm thinking that I will do this because I'm really eager to see it in production. I can't wait any longer. It's really troubling to find these days people who want to work in Ukraine, because everybody is either in the army or too busy. And I mean, there are huge lines for whatever services that you want to ask and to order. That's good for economy. I mean, everybody is loaded, but I mean that's crazy for the buyer, because you cannot get what you want in time what you want. That's the reality we are facing right now. And I'm thinking how to do this quicker and faster, because I also want to see if everything is okay with it and how it works and how it behaves. And I found a solution how to do this faster, and I really hope that within the next week or two I will be able to put it in production. I know how to do this. I just need some time to make it happen, and I will be going that way, indeed and indefinitely. So thanks for watching. This video appeared to be quite long, but I hope you enjoyed it. And let's see some more tests during I don't know, during next weeks and days later. Thanks. See you. Bye.